right now. We're tracking new developments in the search for 3 missing people. And earlier today, investigators located a car connected to this case.
We're tracking the search this afternoon for 3 people who are missing.
Now, these are people who just vanished.
Joe is going to be here like any minute, dude.
Come on.
You ready? You sure? So this is it. We're doing it.
Cause I am happy on this island. Wanna be my fondland. I don't ever want to leave. I'm in a perfect club.
We are here in beautiful Savannah, Georgia, and we are about to meet with Mrs. Phillips. Her daughter recently went missing.
Must be Sarah.
Mrs. Phillips.
Hi. Well, this is my dog, Bo. He's friendly. He won't bite. It's the hardest thing that I've ever dealt with. I miss her so much. These kids drove all the way from Florida to do this interview.
I don't care where they came from.
I'm sorry. I really didn't think this was going to be a problem.
What do you really know about the shadow people? I mean, really? And I don't want this being filmed.
Wait, no,
So they're gonna have to shut the camera off.
She used to wake up screaming a lot at night. She said there was a shadow man living in her room. But nobody believed her. She's just taken right out of her bed.
There it is again.
I hear it.
How do you tell him you don't hear that?
you've seen them, haven't you?
What are you hoping to accomplish with these interviews?
I think this is a serious matter that needs more attention.
Look, just don't get involved with this. Just pack up your equipment and go home. Seriously.
Right now, I'm in Tennessee, and right behind me is the actual house where the Yost children went missing. She never actually said that we can go in.
Hi, and welcome to another film review. This time I'll be discussing the found footage horror, Real Cases of Shadow People, the Sarah McCormick story. The premise of the movie is that three amateur filmmakers, Sarah, Kyle, and Joseph, set out to make a documentary on the phenomena of the shadow people and the disappearance of people within the USA that are related to that. The three go missing. Memory cards are then recovered that show us the days that lead up to them vanishing. This found footage horror had an interesting subject matter and could have been a decent watch, but ended up being a major letdown, and I'll go into the various reasons why. The film clocked in at around 107 minutes, and it didn't really click into gear until the final 15 to 20 minutes. A lot of the runtime took place in the car as they travelled to conduct 4 interviews of individuals in places such as Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee. Conversations in the car focused very little on what they were making the documentary about, but rather on pointless topics like porn and sex. They even sung to music, imitated Indian, Jamaican, and celebrity accents. In addition to this, part of the movie was caught up around them checking out surrounding scenery, landmarks, and touring the area before their next interview. Now, nothing much happened in the first 3 interviews they conducted. One woman whose husband had disappeared due to the shadow people, all we get to see in her home is a light flick on and off a few times, and an unknown noise as they are recording. It was either a faint hiss or a growl. It was hard to tell. Now, the woman didn't even seem distraught over her husband being taken, and even mentioned that her shadow people were basically good, which made no sense. One moment in the film was a big letdown, and that involved the filmmakers meeting with a man who had captured video surveillance footage of a supposed shadow person. He acted like a right prick towards them for no reason and would only show the video once, as long as they didn't have their camera on. He even said he would delete it after they had seen it. Now, as the viewer, we never got to see the footage, which was really annoying, as it would have been nice to see an image of a shadow person. There is another boring scene of Sarah, Kyle and Joseph sleeping in a tent overnight, farting and making jokes. You have to ask yourself, why did this even need to be in there? The acting was fine for a found footage film, but the characters weren't memorable at all. I mentioned earlier it wasn't until the last interview with the Yost woman in Tennessee, in the remaining 15 to 20 minutes, that the film finally got going. The woman gives a chilling account of when she was younger and that her brother and sister were taken by the shadow people. She ended up having to flee her family home, and she hadn't ventured back there in 30 years. The filmmakers actually end up going to the house the woman mentions, as it is not very far away. Now, to give this film some credit, the house does look neglected, and inside, the atmosphere is pretty spooky. It's dark. The decor and furnishings haven't been touched or removed at all. There is a sofa with a lot of creepy looking dolls and stuffed animals on it, which added to the atmosphere. They set up cameras around the interior of the house in order to capture something. Now, this part of the movie does raise tension as we see a stuffed toy move on its own, a clock chiming when it hasn't even been switched on, and a door suddenly slamming. The effect of the shadow man when we do see it is quite terrifying. A big solid black mass of a person, very scary and creepy, and you'd run a mile if you did encounter it. What gives this last act strength is that Sarah does make a revelation about why she was keen on making the documentary in the first place, which was a nice touch and did add some weight. The film could easily have been condensed down into a short feature. It didn't suit a feature-length movie. So much unnecessary scenes and dialogue. You could do much better watching other found footage horror, such as Grave Encounters and Exists, which is about a Bigfoot. Those two particular found footage horror films I'd highly recommend over this one, which is a real shame. Now, my rating for this movie, I was originally going to give 1 star, but the last act did push it up to 2 stars, which will be my final rating. Now, I hope you've enjoyed listening to my film review. Thank you very much and have a great day.